Welcome to my channel Super Rare Coins. Today is best top 2 coins. Please don't skip this video, so let's get it started. The 1986 Elizabeth II £2 coin occupies a unique and prestigious position in the modern history of British coinage. It was the first coin ever issued by the Royal Mint to carry the denomination of £2 £2, and it was released to commemorate a truly momentous event in British history, the 13th Commonwealth Games. Held in Edinburgh, Scotland in 1986, this coin was not only a celebration of athletic unity and national pride, but also an important milestone in the evolution of the United Kingdom's numismatic heritage, symbolizing innovation, design excellence, and a new era of commemorative coin production under the reign of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. The obverse side of the 1986 £2 coin features the elegant and youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by the distinguished British sculptor Raphael David Maklauf. His effigy of the Queen, introduced in 1985, became the third definitive portrait of Elizabeth II used on British coinage. The design portrays the Queen wearing the George IV state diadem, an ornate crown encrusted with diamonds, pearls, and precious stones traditionally worn during the state opening of Parliament. The portrait is surrounded by the inscription, Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina Fid. Def. Meaning Elizabeth II. By the grace of God, Queen Defender of the Faith, this Latin inscription reaffirms her divine right and royal status, linking Britain's contemporary monarchy to its deep historical and constitutional traditions. The portrait, graceful and regal, reflects the dignity and continuity of the crown during a period of great social and technological change. The reverse side of the coin, however, is where the artistry and symbolism truly come alive. Designed by English sculptor and medalist Norman Silman, the reverse commemorates the 13 Commonwealth Games with a striking and deeply symbolic design. Features an abstract representation of a running athlete formed by a series of radiating lines that also represent the lanes of a running track, converging into a central point. This dynamic composition captures the spirit of competition, unity, and motion that define the Commonwealth Games, an event that brings together athletes from across the member nations of the British Commonwealth in friendly sporting rivalry. The design also cleverly incorporates the Scottish thistle, the national emblem of Scotland, positioned within the inner circle of the track to signify the host city Edinburgh. Around the border runs the inscription, 13 Commonwealth Games Scotland 1986, while at the bottom appears the denomination, £2. The metal composition of this coin distinguishes it from later bimetallic £2 coins. The 1986 issue is a single metal coin, struck entirely in nickel brass, an alloy composed of approximately 76% copper, 20% zinc, and 4% nickel. This composition gives the coin a warm golden tone that shimmers subtly in the light, reminiscent of the gold medals awarded at the games it commemorates. The coin has a diameter of 28.4 millimeters, a weight of 15.98 grams, and a smooth edge bearing the finely engraved inscription, 13 Commonwealth Games Scotland 1986, repeating the theme of the reverse in miniature. The edge lettering, a traditional British coin feature, serves both an aesthetic and anti-counterfeiting purpose, and in this case it reinforces the coin's commemorative purpose from a historical perspective. The 1986 £2 coin stands as a transitional piece in British numismatics. Before 1986, the £2 denomination had existed only in paper banknote form. This coin therefore marked the Royal Mint's experiment with high-value coinage intended for potential circulation, a move that would pave the way for the introduction of the bimetallic £2 coin in 1998. Which remains in use today. The 1986 coin, however, was produced primarily for commemorative and collector purposes rather than as a true circulating coin. Most examples were issued in brilliant uncirculated BU condition and sold in presentation packs, while special proof versions were struck in both cupro-nickel and .925 sterling silver. For collectors, a small number were also produced in gold proof, making them rare and highly sought after by serious numismatists. The event it commemorates, the 1986 Commonwealth Games, was itself significant for both sports and international relations. Held in Edinburgh from July 24 to August 2, 1986, the Games featured athletes from over 20 nations. Although the event was overshadowed by a large boycott involving several African, Asian, and Caribbean countries protesting against British sporting links with apartheid-era South Africa, it nevertheless showcased remarkable athletic performances and celebrated Scotland's proud sporting culture. The coin's design captures both the athletic energy of the Games and the spirit of unity among Commonwealth nations that the Games were intended to promote. In artistic terms, the 1986 £2 coin demonstrates the Royal Mint's commitment to combining fine design with deep symbolism. Norman Silman's abstract geometric representation of a running track and thistle achieved a modern, timeless look that differed from the traditional heraldic designs common in British coinage. The minimalistic lines convey motion and energy while remaining unmistakably Scottish in theme. His work was a bold step forward in the modernization of British coin design, a prelude to the more contemporary styles adopted in later commemorative issues. In numismatic evaluation, the 1986 £2 coin enjoys special significance as the first commemorative £2 coin ever issued. Millions were minted for general distribution. Though relatively few entered everyday circulation as a result, circulated examples remain common but lightly worn, while uncirculated and proof specimens are prized by collectors. The mintage figures are notable. Around 8,212,000 nickel brass coins were struck for circulation, alongside 337,000 BU coins, 38,000 silver proofs, and approximately 2,000 gold proofs. The silver and gold proof issues, in particular, are highly collectible, with the gold version commanding values exceeding £1,000, depending on condition and market demand. The coin's legacy endures beyond its monetary value. It represents a turning point in modern British coinage, the first step toward the introduction of larger, higher denomination coins suited to a modern economy. Moreover, it set the tone for the Royal Mint's future commemorative program, which has since produced a rich series of £2 coins celebrating themes of science, literature, history, and national identity. The 1986 coin remains the pioneer, the ancestor of all subsequent £2 commemoratives. In design balance, the 1986 £2 coin achieves a rare harmony between tradition and innovation. The obverse links it firmly to Britain's monarchical continuity through Raphael Maklauf's classic regal portrait, while the reverse boldly embraces modernity with abstract art celebrating sport, unity, and Scotland's national pride. Its golden tone and detailed edge inscription make it visually distinctive, while its historical significance as the first of its kind gives it lasting prestige among collectors. From a cultural standpoint, the coin also encapsulates the values of the 1980s, a period of modernization, renewed national confidence, and a growing awareness of Britain's place in a globalized world. It commemorates not only an athletic event but a broader sense of British. Next, the Elizabeth II £1 coin of 1989 occupies a significant place in the story of British currency. Introduced originally in 1983 to replace the £1 banknote, the £1 coin symbolized the modernization of Britain's monetary system, designed for durability, security, and long-term circulation. The 1989 issue continued the national emblem theme begun in 1984, in which each year's reverse celebrated a different part of the United Kingdom. The 1989 coin was dedicated to England, the largest and most historically influential of the UK's four constituent nations, and thus bore an image of one of the oldest and most important symbols of English sovereignty, the royal coat of arms. Its design and production reflected the artistry of the Royal Mint, the institution responsible for crafting coins that represent Britain's identity at home and abroad. The obverse side of the 1989 £1 coin features the regal portrait of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Raphael David Maklauf. This was the third definitive portrait of the Queen used on UK coinage, replacing the earlier designs by Arnold McKinn 1968-1984 and continuing until 1997. Maklauf's portrait presents the Queen in refined, stately manner, wearing the George IV state diadem, a magnificent crown composed of diamonds and pearls that is traditionally worn at the state opening of Parliament. The portrait was designed to emphasize grace and dignity, showing the Queen with a calm and confident expression. Around the portrait appears the Latin legend, Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina f.d., which translates to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This reaffirms the monarch's constitutional and spiritual authority, a phrase with centuries of tradition in British numismatics. The initials RDM, representing the artist's name Raphael David Maklauf, are subtly positioned at the truncation of the Queen's neck. Turning to the reverse, we encounter a masterpiece of heraldic art and national symbolism. The design features the royal coat of arms of the United Kingdom rendered with impressive detail and authority. This version of the arms is the official coat of arms used by the British monarch to symbolize the entire United Kingdom, but is particularly associated with England, whose historic heraldic emblems dominate the shield. The design was created by Timothy Node, a herald painter and calligrapher who has contributed numerous designs to British coinage stamps and official documents. The royal arms are shown in full achievement, a quartered shield supported by a lion rampant and a unicorn. The shield itself is divided into four quadrants, two bearing the three lions passant guardant of England, one with the lion rampant of Scotland, and one with the harp of Ireland. Above the shield rests the royal crown, and below appears the Latin motto, Due et mon droit, God and my right, while the surrounding band bears the Order of the Garter motto, Honi soit qui mal y pense, shame on him who thinks evil of it. The level of detail on this small coin, from the flowing mane of the lion to the texture of the unicorn's chain, is a testament to the precision of the Royal Mint's engraving. The edge of the 1989 £1 coin reads, Decus et tetamen, a Latin phrase meaning an ornament and a safeguard. This traditional has been used on British coins since the 17th century. T was originally introduced by Sir Isaac Newton, then Master of the Mint, as an anti-counterfeiting measure because milling and lettering on the edges made it more difficult for counterfeiters to clip or file off small amounts of precious metal. In the modern context, the phrase carries a dual meaning. It serves as a literal safeguard against forgery and an ornamental tribute to the artistry of British coinage. In terms of specifications, the 1989 £1 coin was struck in nickel brass, an alloy composed of 70% copper, 24.5% zinc and 5.5% nickel, giving it a rich golden yellow tone. The coin weighs 9.50 grams, measures 22.5 millimeters in diameter, and has a thickness of 3.15 millimeters. These dimensions were chosen for both durability and practicality, large enough to convey importance yet small enough to fit conveniently in pockets and purses. The coin was minted at the Royal Mint in Llantrisant, South Wales, and issued for both circulation and collector sets, including brilliant uncirculated and proof editions. Proof coins, struck with polished dies on specially prepared planchets, display mirror-like fields and frosted designs, showcasing the intricate details of the royal arms in stunning clarity. The historical background of the coin deepens its meaning. The late 1980s were a period of transformation for the United Kingdom politically, economically, and culturally. The 1989 issue celebrated not only England's heritage but also the continued stability of the monarchy during the long reign of Elizabeth II. The use of the royal coat of arms harkened back to centuries of English heraldic tradition dating to the reign of King Richard the Lionheart in the 12th century, who first used the three lions as the symbol of England. By reviving this historic emblem on a modern coin, the Royal Mint created a bridge between medieval monarchy and contemporary Britain, emphasizing the endurance of national identity through changing times. In numismatic significance, the 1989 £1 coin holds an important place in the full series of £1 designs. Between 1983 and 2008, the Royal Mint issued a sequence of £1 coins celebrating each part of the United Kingdom, England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, often rotating through their respective emblems. The 1989 coin, bearing the royal coat of arms, represents England's turn in that rotation and is thus a key component in any complete collection of the national emblems £1 series. The mintage figure for circulation was approximately 29,752,525 coins, a moderate quantity by the standards of the £1 series, ensuring availability but still granting collectible interest, especially in uncirculated condition. Proof coins were produced in smaller numbers for collectors, typically housed in Royal Mint presentation cases. In the broader artistic and cultural sense, the coin's design reflects the enduring importance of heraldry in British identity. The royal arms is not merely a decorative symbol, it is a visual statement of authority, unity, and continuity. Each element, the crowned lion, the chained unicorn, the quartered shield, tells a story of the United Kingdom's evolution as a composite monarchy. The lion stands for courage and England's strength, the unicorn for purity and Scotland's noble spirit, and the harp for the poetic culture of Ireland. Featuring these symbols together, the 1989 coin emphasizes the unity of the four nations under one crown, a message particularly resonant during a decade of renewed discussion about national identity within the UK. From a collector's perspective, the 1989 £1 coin remains both accessible and desirable. Circulated examples are common and worth around face value, but uncirculated and proof specimens command higher prices, particularly in their original Royal Mint packaging. The coin's brilliant proof versions, with deeply polished fields and frosted reliefs, highlight every detail of the royal arms and the Queen's effigy, transforming a simple piece of currency into a miniature work of art. For collectors assembling full thematic sets of British £1 coins, the 1989 issue is indispensable not only for its place in the rotation, but also for its bold classical. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe my channel for more videos.